Influences of the media during election campaigns. The title is on the influences of media during elections. The media has a significant influence on shaping public opinion and political debates during election campaigns. Digital media has heightened this influence, making it a crucial tool for political candidates and parties. The media has a significant influence on shaping public opinion and political debates during election campaigns. Digital media has heightened this influence, making it a crucial tool for political candidates and parties. However, influence over the media can be both informative and misleading to voters. This essay examines the various ways in which the media influence election campaigns, highlighting its impact on political communication, public opinion, and the democratic process. When it comes to political communication, the media plays a crucial role in political communication during election campaigns.
We have a concern about the media coverage during the elections campaigns or process or period. There's a lot of media biasness in terms of coverage stories, and most of the time the people who are benefiting on the media coverage are those who are filthy rich and the poor, like a small organization which got no money. They don't get much more space for media coverage, simply because the richest political parties and political elites, they are the ones who are dominating the media and change the mindset and the opinions of the public or the normal people who are not well informed with information, and they pursue and take a drive for the media coverage most of the time. But the really issues that are affecting the society are not covered during the time of elections, because there's this element of the political allies that are driving what is supposed to be published, what they are not supposed to be published. There are a lot of stories that were supposed to be published, unfortunately were not. We believe that the solution on dealing with the media biasness is that the journalists, they must be given a freedom of publishing the stories without fear, without favor, because those people are professional in their field and they must do their job freely without being captured by the system of the government.
The media plays a crucial role in political communication during election campaigns, as candidates and parties use it to reach broad audiences and shape public opinion. However, biased reporting and selective coverage can distort communication and prioritize provocation over substance. With regards to public opinion, the media plays a significant role in shaping public opinion by framing political issues, influencing voter perception of candidates, and emphasizing superficial aspects like popularity rather than policy positions. This can also lead to a lack of engagement in substantive policy debates amongst voters.
My views in terms of the media houses being politicized, I think this has affected the environment in a way that we have chosen leaders in terms of what media has been saying to us back in the days. But after fundamental years and taking to realize what is happening in parliament, in government sectors, in municipalities, and how operations have been done, that's when we just started realizing that media has been selling out lies to us, hasn't been telling the truth. People have been paid behind closed doors in order for them to present what is not truthful, because South Africa is not growing, instead it's dilapidating. So I think media houses are part of the people that have led the downfall of our country. In terms of, I'll be specific in terms of the MK. I think the MK was more to us as the youth, more of a liberation, a political party that is going to liberate us in terms of how the movement came about. The movement was not structured in terms of which leader is going to lead the political party. It was more of a political party that is going to bring everybody to come together and fight for the country to be better. But at a later stage, we saw it being given a certain brand and certain decisions being taken behind closed doors in terms of leadership, because even currently, we don't know where the head of the train for the MK is leading.
Media plays a complex role in the democratic process, with benefits like increasing political engagement and accountability, but also drawbacks such as creating cynicism and limiting diversity of voices.
This is Judy Sanderson, a South African National Editors Forum KwaZulu-Natal convener and member of the Media Freedom Committee. Some examples of media bias during elections can be seen in our history in South Africa. For example, an editor of a publication, of a newspaper in 1994, on the cusp of our first democratic elections, actually wrote leaders and stories telling people to vote for the ANC as in the first national elections. So that was direct, if you like, opinion or bias in favor of one party. There were other publications that recommended other parties, but generally speaking, most editors do not choose one party or the other. They try to be very even-handed and cover all parties equally. So that is one example. It can be influential towards the public if the person is a big opinion maker, and if the public has a lot of respect for that person, they will think, well, this person seems to know what they're talking about, so maybe it's a good idea to take their advice. Then sources of media bias are things like if a reporter uses only one source, for example, or omits certain stories, certain facts from a story, in order to make a party seem to be seen in a better light. So that is a form of bias because it's not giving the audiences the full picture, but is biased in one direction or another. How to critically evaluate this kind of bias, which can happen in any society. It's really important for citizens to look very critically at all stories, especially be cautious of any story that has only one source, and to look at lots of different sources for when looking for a similar story or coverage of an event. And that way you can learn to look at things more critically and watch out for errors. Also make sure you take your news from a credible news organization that is a member of the Press Council or the BCCSA, so they have a complaints mechanism if there are errors in stories. And it's useful to, again, look at several sources for every story so that you can really get a better picture of everything, because no medium is perfect. Then what can be done to address media bias? Well, certainly more training and better training of journalists in news ethics and being professional and ensuring accurate reporting. Editors as well. It's never too late to learn anything. And it's important for the public to hold the media to account when they believe that it's not doing its job correctly, because the media is the eyes and ears of the public and should be responsible and accountable for any news that they broadcast or publish or print. So one can always take, if there's an error in a report, one can take the complaint free of charge to the self-regulatory mechanisms of the Press and Online Council or the Broadcasting Complaints Commission in South Africa. So in that way, it helps to keep the media on its toes and make sure that news coverage, especially at election time, is the best possible, so that audiences can make informed choices about who to vote for and have all the information at their fingertips and then decide for themselves.
In conclusion, the media plays a major role in election campaigns, influencing political communication, public opinion, and the democratic process. While it has the power to inform and engage voters, its biased reporting and sensationalism can distort discourse. Promoting media literacy, diverse ownership, and critical thinking among voters is crucial to counter these negative influences and uphold democratic integrity.